welcome back to Leanne Presents. I'm Leanne, and that's Alan. And we just finished watching WWE's latest Play Premium Live event, Elimination Chamber, which we were lucky enough to be able to watch live.
For a change.
Because they were holding it in Saudi Arabia, in Jeddah, and because of time zones, it aired at about 5 p.m. for us in the UK.
Yeah.
So, nice, good stuff. And we get to record this straight away, which is nice. Didn't have to look out for spoilers, so happy days. So yeah, Elimination Chamber. Obviously we did our predictions video recently, which we posted, so thanks to anyone who watched that. And now we'll get into the event. So,
let's go.
We start with one match was bumped down to the kickoff show. So I missed most of it.
Yeah, I could sort of just getting stuff ready and ordering some food to take out to treat ourselves and whatever. And I just happened to sort of let's set it up. Click. Oh, there's a match on.
Yeah, so Miz versus Rey Mysterio, which...
Like, they've been making a big deal of Rey being on the cover of the game.
Yeah.
And they bump him to the kickoff show.
Which... the first thing I said was, that's not the match I expected them to bump down to the kickoff show. I'd have expected the tag team match to have been bumped down, personally.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after.
Because they
will we?
They already did it. But yeah, so Miz versus Rey Mysterio, I didn't see much of it because, like most of the people even entering the arena, I wasn't there yet.
Until we caught maybe the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, so Rey wins, which is alright. I mean, there was a bit of... cheating from Dominic.
Yeah, Dominic hit Miz.
Whose mullet is really coming through. He's getting that mullet. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it might have been a decent match, but I just didn't see it because it wasn't on the main card, and
got no incentive to go back and watch it now.
No, doesn't matter. So then we go to the main show.
Yeah.
There's not much more to say about the pre-show. So we start, surprisingly, with Roman Reigns versus Goldberg for the Universal Championship. Because I wrote them down. I wrote the championships
She's learning.
down.
She's learning.
Definitely wasn't expecting this match to be first. Because it sort of billed as quite a big match because of the names in it.
Yeah.
Even though we're not really a fan of Goldberg. And even the commentators were saying that there are later rivals coming in, so it may look like seats are empty, but they're on their way, which I thought was, they shouldn't have even said anything.
Just don't draw attention to it.
But yeah, people weren't even arriving, and they've missed a match that they probably didn't know would be on the kickoff show, and are now going to miss half of one of the biggest matches on the card.
Yeah. Yeah. I figured they would have put, Drew and Madcap Moss on the pre-show.
Yeah, so that had less...
And then maybe have Rey and Miz opening or something like that, but...
Some weird choices.
Yeah.
Real quick match, less than 10 minutes long.
Yeah, I don't know the exact time, but it definitely was less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know in our predictions video we mentioned that this is going to be a spear fest. We keep a tally of the spears. There were 2.
Was there 2 or 3?
Well, there were definitely 2 from Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg hit 2, I think Reigns hit 1.
Yeah, 1, so maybe... Okay. Wasn't exactly a spear fest. But then Reigns put Goldberg out with the guillotine submission hold.
Yeah, just kind of dropped him and guillotined him, and ref kind of went, "Oh, ring a bell."
Lifting his hand.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Yeah, it was anticlimactic.
Yeah. So for the build-up and the "you're next" and the whole 2 masses of meat going at each other, that felt very underwhelming.
Yeah, and we were speculating that perhaps it's because Goldberg can't go. Or
he shouldn't be in the ring at all.
He's not safe anymore. So they wanted to put the match on for Saudi Arabia, and because it was meant to happen at Wrestlemania 2 years ago. But I feel like if it was going to be that, they would have been better off just not doing it.
I did notice quite early on, I don't know when it happened, but Goldberg had a cut on his head as well.
Or something.
Yeah.
They probably thought, oops, he's already injured.
Ring post!
He does He
likes his ring posts.
So yeah, that was... I don't feel like with such hard hitters, knocking Goldberg out is a bit of a meh.
Well, you're saying choking him out, you mean?
Yeah, choking him out.
Not
that
knocking
one.
him out, yeah.
Knocking him out would have been a bit more interesting, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, meh. So then, women's elimination chamber match. This was a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
I think had some good stuff.
Who are the competitors and what order did they enter?
Okay. It's a bit weird because the way they came down to the ring didn't match up with the way they started. But that's a whole nother thing.
So it kind of was for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So usually they all come down and the first two to start the match are the last two out.
So you get one person come out, they go in a pod, next person in a pod, third in a pod, fourth in a pod, the next two start the match.
Yeah.
But this was first one in a pod, second in a pod, third in a pod, fourth one comes out and stands in the ring, fifth comes out, sixth one comes out and goes in a pod.
Yeah. That was really bizarre. I don't understand what they were doing with that.
WWE makes interesting
it's
choices.
Like I made a comment in there. It's like having the Royal Rumble and drawing numbers 1 and 2, but having 3 come out first and just standing at ringside.
Just stand in the ring like, I'm not.
Don't look at me. I'm not in the match, mate. Gotta wait for the buzzer.
So, Liv Morgan and Nikki A.S.H start the match.
Yeah.
Then just to run through it pretty quickly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Doudrop comes out next.
Third.
Then Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
At that point, Rhea Ripley eliminates Nikki A.S.H with a riptide.
Oh, you got the eliminations as well.
Yeah, I got them in order.
Well done.
And then Alexa Bliss comes out. So in her pod was a swing, which is quite a nice touch. Cool. But she didn't have Lily with her.
Yeah.
Even though quite a big thing about her therapy was
always have Lily
you'll be cured as long as Lily is with you in close proximity. But they could have brought her out, put her in the pod, and just left her there. But
or have her sat on top of the pod.
Yeah. She didn't turn up at all. There we go. So after Alexa comes out, Liv Morgan eliminates Doudrop with I put something like a sunset flip powerbomb off the top.
Yeah.
Something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not good at wrestling move names, so I did get some advice.
Yeah, it was very much a sunset flip because you're floating over someone. It was definitely a power bomb, so that's what I would call it, a sunset flip. And technically, we call it an avalanche sunset flip power bomb because you're doing it off the ropes.
You just add so many different words.
I know.
That was for me a moment. It was like, yay, because Liv got Doudrop out, which for a small person against quite a large person is quite a feat anyway. I didn't want Doudrop to win, so then Bianca Belair comes out. She does a sort of quick team up thing with Rhea, and they both do the what's it called, where they lift someone up and they vertical suplex. So they're holding them up, and Rhea has Alexa, and Alexa's wearing, it's like they're all in full gear, covering everything because of Saudi Arabia. But Alexa's sort of got her little pinafore dress thing on over it, and the dress is just flopping down over Rhea's face, and Rhea's like...
Yeah, she's literally holding Alexa with one hand, grabs sort of puts her other hand up, grabs
like a proper gag, having a bit of a laugh with Bianca, which I thought was quite fun. So, yes, skirt in the face gag, blah, blah, blah. Alexa then...
So Rhea had skirt trubs.
I think, but she played into it so much, I wouldn't call it trubs. I think Rhea has skirt fun.
That just sounds wrong.
Sounds really bad.
Yeah.
I'm never going to say that again.
No.
No. Alexa Bliss eliminates Liv Morgan with Twisted Bliss, which is her signature move. And then Bianca goes on a bit of a rampage, eliminates Rhea Ripley with a Kiss of Death, KOD, and then, sadly, eliminates Alexa Bliss, also with a KOD. I mean, she could have at least used a different move. Yeah, it was that sort of... Alexa had a really good showing, a good outing in this, but we were quite disappointed that Bianca won.
It's the only match that I got wrong.
I got that one right.
Yeah.
But my want was for Alexa to win, so
yeah.
I was right, but I'm sad about it.
I really don't want to see Becky Lynch, if she wins the match later on in the evening. I'm not going to spoil that. Becky Lynch versus Bianca, because at this point in time... At the event, at the premium live event, caught myself. I almost said pay-per-view, but I caught myself. What you made me do? it's Bianca Belair is fighting Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. I don't want to see this again.
I know.
Get some new matches.
I know.
Like, and I was thinking about this, right? So, Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair have had, like, 3-4 matches back and forth since SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
How many times has Sammy Guevara defended against the same person in AEW?
Hardly any.
None.
Because they've got a stacked roster
None.
over there.
The only time that one match has happened twice was when Sammy lost the belt to Cody, and then the title rematch, because Sammy lost the title, it's the prerogative to get a rematch to have a chance to get the belt back. That's the only time two of the same people have been involved in that since you know. And then the same with Adam Page. Even Kenny Omega, he never fought the same opponent twice. CM Punk has not fought the same opponent twice since he made his debut.
No, but
Here's
it's one of the
WWE
problems.
just copy pasting. Oh, let's do Monday Night Raw on this pay-per-view premium live event.
I mean, the last couple of years, Bianca Belair has been really good, and she's had some very successful WrestleMania moments. I mean, her and Sasha Banks.
She's had one successful WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, they won the Match of the Year or Moment of the Year award thingy from the sports people.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. They won a thing, so I think they're trying to capitalize on that and keep it going. Bianca's great, but I think the gimmick's already starting to get old.
You're gonna burn. Yeah, I'm already fed up of it.
Yeah,
I got fed up of it back around September, October.
I mean, they did the documentary thing on her, and then like a couple of months down the line, is like, okay, what next?
Yeah.
But there we go. I'm actually now gonna go to.
Are you doing this now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leanne signs of the pay-per-view. Sorry. Premium live event. Leanne signs of the premium live event.
Clap.
I'm doing it now because we kind of expected it. Signs were a little disappointing. And all the signs were shown sort of right at the beginning, whether they were relevant for the early matches or not. So I'm just doing it now. Not a lot. But I've still managed to pick my favourite 3.
Was there 3?
There were loads of signs. I've deliberately chosen 3, even though one of them, it normally wouldn't have made it in, because it's sort of a cliche kind of one. So we'll start with that one. If Alexa loses, we riot. You see the
I didn't see no riot.
Something we riot.
I didn't see no riot.
Riot from him.
Hunt this fan down, kick his ass for not following through.
No. But you see a lot of signs that are, if something, we riot. And this one caught my eye because we both wanted Alexa to win as well. But yeah, so, I mean, this wouldn't normally make the...
I've got to just point out, right, that we might have to go back and watch an old pay-per-view. Pay-per-view, I said it right, because this is before this. An old pay-per-view from the Attitude Era. And just watch you stumble to read all of the signs and try and figure out your favourite. Because you'll be like, can you pause that a minute? Because I need to read all the signs.
Be spoiled for choice. So, number 2. And this one didn't make it in for the content of the sign, but for sort of your reaction to it. There was a sign that said, acknowledge the tribal chief forever. But the handwriting was real bad, so Alan didn't think it was written in English, because it was really bad.
Like, I thought my handwriting was bad.
It's like, oh, bless, if you're going to write a sign and your handwriting's not good, do block capitals. It's fine.
Or get a printer.
Yep. And then my favourite sign, which I don't know if I've misinterpreted, but it makes me smile anyway.
Yeah, I think this is.
So I'm going to just spell it out. BROO.
Brew.
So I think they were going for bro.
Brew.
But if you want bro, you put at least 3 O's and maybe like ... or have them going down in size or something. But
brew.
This is just block capitals. Brew.
Brew. Brew.
So at least there was one that made me laugh. I mean, there were others, but they were all like, it's a picture of Drew McIntyre on a Scottish flag. Yeah. That was the answer of the premium live event. I changed my post-it notes because my last one was green, and we.
Don't give away our secrets.
It didn't work. It's like a peachy colour now. Alright, cool. Done that bit. Next. Oh, I didn't write many notes about this one. Next we had Ronda Rousey and Naomi versus Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. So Ronda has her arm tied, well, behind her back, but the way the rope works, it sort of slides around, so it's by her side. She can't use it. That's the main thing.
She's also barefoot.
Yeah, she's in like I guess judo or karate sort of
Gi, is it?
gi kind of thing.
Like
that outfit, which you'd usually be barefoot when you're using those.
I don't know, it just felt really weird.
Yeah, I kind of see, because she was doing a lot of trying to get sort of knees in faces by like climbing on, you know, with one foot up on Sonya's leg so she could get the leg up. I think to do something like that barefoot, you'd probably get better grip and things. So it's more the martial arts kind of style rather than traditional wrestling grappling.
More for dexterity than...
So I do get it, and it works like with that outfit. You wouldn't usually see someone in that and wearing boots as well. Might look a bit odd. I don't know. She did good for not having both her arms.
So I pointed this out really early in the match, that they tied her right arm up. If you go back and watch the contract signing, you will see that Ronda Rousey is a lefty. She's a southpaw. Her dominant hand is her left hand. I don't know why they didn't go like, oh, well, that's her dominant, so let's...
Yeah, maybe they were going easy on her a bit.
No, what I mean is, like, in the terms of the story.
Yeah. It's a bit weird.
I don't know, I just felt that was a bit...
Yeah.
That's almost like having someone with one arm and going, well, let's tie that one behind your back.
Mm-hmm. So Sonya came out with the sling, but like we expected would happen, she, after the bell rings, she just takes this thing off, like, oh, my arms are fine.
It's a miraculous recovery.
Where they're like, your arms are fine because you wouldn't have been able to be in the match if your arm wasn't fine. You wouldn't have been cleared. So that was fun. And I think Ronda was having the same reaction. She's like...
Yeah, just say, what? Really?
Classic confused face. But yeah, I mean, Ronda did some great stuff with just one arm, but also took a pretty strong beating from Sonya and Charlotte, who obviously had their devious tactics and tagging in and out strategically like you would in a tag team match with those kinds of people. Naomi also got a good showing. Not as impactful as the others.
She's wearing her pyjamas. That point to look like she's wearing pyjamas.
Look like pyjamas. With her classic light-up shoes. But yeah, she's good. Did some good stuff. So it comes down to Ronda and... Oh, I didn't write who she beat. Ah, was it Charlotte? No, it's Sonya. What
did I say in my predictions? Charlotte will not take the defeat.
No. Especially with the run-up to WrestleMania, she needs to stay looking strong. Ronda beats Sonya with an arm bar. She managed to get it on. It looked a bit weird because Sonya's arm was like bent into it, but it would have had to be modified with only having one arm to do it with. So it was good. Sonya taps out. I just need to slow down. Yeah. So Ronda and Naomi win. Nice.
As expected.
It was a fun match.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, something a little bit different.
I expected it to be worse than it was.
Yeah, and Charlotte wasn't in there too much, so it was okay.
Thankfully.
Yeah, Sonya was in there a lot more than I expected her to be, but...
Yeah, because Charlotte didn't want to face her against Ronda.
True, very true. Because she's scared. Alright, then we had Madcap Moss versus Drew McIntyre. This was interesting. Okay, from the beginning, Drew had the actual Angela, or at least a decent replica this time if it wasn't the real thing.
Do you know what he didn't have?
Prop Rock.
Yep.
Sad. No Prop Rock. Still missing. Sad times. He does still have the ringside sheath on the turnbuckle, so that's cool. It's not Prop Rock though, is it?
Nope.
Moss has suspender trubs. I'm going in the wrong order though, aren't I? Doesn't matter. Yeah, there was one point where they were outside the ring. I noticed before it happened that one of the suspender clips had come off on the front of Madcap Moss's outfit.
Was it the front or the back? I think it was the back first, wasn't it?
I think it was the front because it was trailing down the back the rest of the time.
Oh, okay.
Drew goes to pick him up by the suspenders, so it takes the other clip off. So now they're just like flailing about. Suspender trubs. So I don't know if that's Moss having suspender trubs or Drew having suspender trubs.
I mean, would that be classed as a wardrobe malfunction?
Think so. There was a scary moment. What was the move Drew was doing on?
It was some sort of like a monkey flip almost.
Yeah, so
Like a reverse monkey flip.
Madcap Moss had quite a worrying looking appointment with the ground and his head. He sort of landed on the side and crunched a bit.
Yeah.
So straight away the ref was in there checking on him, and
one thing I noticed was that when they were going, or Drew sort of stood there like he was going for a pin, Corbin kind of pulled him out, as if to say, right, he needs a minute, just back off a sec.
Yeah, just need to get him checked on. But he didn't sort of stay on the sidelines too long, so I think he was mostly okay. But he was every now and then, like, he was holding his head, holding his neck.
It's the adrenaline, it kicks in and you don't feel it, that's the thing.
So hopefully he's being checked out properly and is fine.
I guarantee the medics will be straight on him at gorilla position.
If there's anything to do with a head injury, they'll be right on it. But yeah, I mean, hopefully he's alright. But I mean, he didn't let it slow him down, which is good. So Drew, obviously Corbin is very involved because it's a Falls Count Anywhere match, so there's no rules, so Corbin's getting involved as much as he can.
Well, there's rules, but there's no DQs.
Yeah, no DQs. So at one point, as the match is sort of coming to a close, Drew goes over to the corner where Angela is and pulls Angela out, and then Corbin is sort of coming up behind him, and Drew does this massive swing.
Just swings.
Corbin's like, oh, ducks under it. So it must have been choreographed to some degree, because that looks scary as anything.
If that was anything any longer, the ref would have had his throat cut.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a good thing they weren't practicing with baby Angela from the last time they were in Saudi. They might have misjudged it.
Yes.
So Corbin's now out of the picture because he's probably pooping his pants.
Well, no, because Drew kind of aimed it and was like, you get involved.
So got him out. And then he goes for the Claymore sort of thing where he's doing the 3, 2, 1, but holding Angela. It's like, is he going to use it? Like, just
run him through.
Slap in. And then he just does a regular Claymore, just happening to hold Angela. Pins Madcap Moss for the win. Holding Angela for
kind
no
of
reason.
Pointing it towards Corbin to say don't get involved.
Felt a bit like...
He kind of just stood on Madcap Moss's chest with one foot and pointing the sword at Happy Corbin.
I feel like the writers are like, we need to use the sword, but there's only so much you can do with the sword.
That's
like
illegal.
I said before. It being a federal crime. So just hold it while you do stuff, I guess. Point it at people. Swing when you know you're definitely not going to hit anyone, please. It was alright though. I quite enjoyed this match.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, it's fine. There were lots of fireworks after this one for some reason.
Can't stop yawning.
Oh, sleepy. Lots of fireworks.
Yeah.
But what we did notice was it's a closed arena. So there's loads of fireworks going on outside, but no one inside can see or hear them because there's the music and...
Everyone outside's probably just stood there going, what's going on?
Fireworks for some reason. But I think in Jeddah they have fireworks quite a lot from what I've heard. So
yeah, I'd imagine so.
Fireworks. I think they were for our benefit at home watching on the TV because they showed it to us for a bit. And they probably showed it on the screen inside.
Probably. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yay, fireworks. Then there was an interview with The Miz, who obviously lost his match on the pre-show.
Yeah.
And he was saying that he was going to go and find a tag team partner so he could beat...
And he's got someone in mind and he's going to give him a call.
He could beat the Mysterios. So there's going to be a lot of speculation of who that might be. Whether it's going to be...
Go on, do it.
Cody Rhodes?
I don't think it will be.
Probably not. I mean, there were so many rumours that Cody was going to show up. And then,
I saw a rumor a couple of days ago that another celebrity is going to be involved this year at WrestleMania, and that's going to be Logan Paul.
ugh. I mean, if you're going to find a tag team partner so you can beat the Mysterios, why would you choose Logan Paul?
I'll try and find an answer and get back to you. I don't think I'm going to be able to find that answer, though.
There's no way that The Miz would think, oh, I know who can help me beat the Mysterios. It's Logan Paul. It wouldn't make any sense.
You say that, he has won legitimate boxing matches.
Yes, but he's also...
a prick.
Yeah.
I'm not censoring
I
that
don't
one
know.
either. Cause
I mean, like, considering The Miz's character is that also.
In a culture, or in a time that is full of cancel culture, why hasn't Logan Paul gotten cancelled?
Yeah.
After his absolute trash that he did in Akihara, I think that's how you say it, the Suicide Forest in Japan.
I know.
They're despicable, deplorable, and disgusting.
And he's been given a platform on WWE many times.
Yeah. And then he spends $3 million on Pokemon cards. Someone really dicked him over on that, and they resealed the packs with G.I. Joe cards, which is hilarious. And they gave him his money back.
I know. I don't want to see Logan Paul back.
I really don't want to see this guy.
The problem is he gets a reaction, and that's what draws WWE to him.
A bad reaction, yeah.
So sticking with the heel like The Miz and WWE are happy.
The Miz doesn't need that kind of heat.
No. Next we have autocorrect Lita versus Becky Lynch. It's turned into Lyra. What?
Okay.
For the Raw Women's Championship.
She's doing well this show, fair play.
So I checked before reading what my phone says and didn't say it was Lyra or Lyra versus Becky Lynch.
But you got the right title.
I did. I was very, very careful. So it was a decent match. I think I don't know whether I was expecting more from it.
Given that, and they said this during the match, Lita's not had a high profile singles match in 16 years.
Very true. But I mean, she showed that she still got it.
I don't think there's ever any doubt of that.
I don't think so. And she can still go.
Yeah. I'd like to see her in another match at Mania at some point against someone. That'd be cool.
I'm a bit unsure because at the end of that match, she looked like she was genuinely crying, which made me think, is she not gonna have a run, or is she just a great actress?
Or could it be that she never thought that she'd be in a Raw Women's title match 16 years after she had to retire in front of Saudi Arabia, where they don't generally allow women to do matches?
Yeah, and they were cheering it a lot.
Plus, after Becky Lynch pinned her, she rolled over, and it's clear she was saying something to Lita.
Yeah.
That might have triggered
just a genuinely emotional moment. So hopefully she'll carry on. But yeah, Becky did win with a manhandle slam.
The ending was janky as hell.
It was. Lita had it was a near fall. Lita got on Becky
after hitting a twist of fate and a lead assault.
Yeah, and then I sort of blinked.
She's picking Becky up for another twist of fate, and then all of a sudden manhandle slam 1, 2, 3. Wait, what?
Yeah, so a bit of an anticlimax at the end there. Becky had a goat's jacket on though. That was cool. The two cuddly friends.
That's your favourite thing, isn't it?
It's quite good. But this time they weren't allowed to chew a hole through the outfit underneath because she'd been showing too much skin. It was a good match. It's just the ending sort of brought it down.
Yeah.
Then we had a video to reveal, well, I think they revealed it before, but
they mentioned it on SmackDown.
The Hall of Fame first inductee for the year
of 2022.
The Undertaker. They had the
just right
sort of promo package showing his career, with some good music in it.
Metallica
and Papa Roach did that.
Nope.
I don't know why that was in my head. Kid Rock.
No, I'm done.
He's gone. It was a really smooth transition. I'm bad with band names. I mean, what can I say? I don't know why Papa Roach is in my head.
Disgusting. Disgusting behaviour.
I've got to get something wrong. I've been getting all the titles right, so I've got to do something wrong.
Continue.
Aw. Yeah, so Undertaker in the Hall of Fame this year. You were wondering who was going to induct him, so that'll be interesting to see.
I don't want to see Kane do it.
No.
Because I don't feel that would be the right thing.
Okay.
If anything, the person who brought him in the first Survivor Series, Brother Love,
Yeah.
Bruce Pritchard, who is part of WWE,
Yeah.
either him or the person who technically funded it, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, or the mastermind behind it all, Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
For me, it has to be one of those three.
I get a feeling it'd be Kane.
I think it's a bigger chance of being Vince.
Yeah.
Because Vince will try and take the credit for it.
Oh, yeah.
And if you remember, there's one shot in that package where they say, like, the guy behind the power of the Undertaker is Vince or something. And it's got Vince and Undertaker stood behind him on the cover.
Yeah.
Of whatever magazine it was at the time. It looked like it was sort of late 90s. I think it was Ministry Taker at that point. The image.
Cool.
But, yeah, I can see it being Vince. I mean,
it's not long to wait.
If I absolutely had to pick anyone in the history of the industry, it would be Paul Bearer. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, so that's not going to happen. The only other person they could do it would be Paul Bearer's son, but he's not close enough to the situation. So I think it's going to be Vince.
Okay. Well, we'll see in, was it
just under 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
It'll be 6 weeks yesterday, or technically the Hall of Fame takes place.
So it's second and third.
Second and third
Hall
of
of Fame
April.
is the 1st of April, and then WrestleMania 2nd and 3rd.
Because they're doing a 2-for-1 with SmackDown.
Yeah.
That night.
Cool. Next.
Imagine it's an April Fool's prank all along. Here's the Undertaker, I got you!
It'd be awful. So next we have the Viking Raiders versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So this is the match that we were like, why is this happening? Well, they've already done this match a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
This SmackDown. Is the match that I would have assumed, if any, would be bumped down to the pre-show. Yeah. Because there's no stakes and they've already done it.
Well, there is stakes because it's a title match.
Yeah, but they've already done it. And we know who we're going to...
But then, show me one match on this card they've not... Oh, well, technically, there's a couple, but yeah, you know what I mean.
So, Viking Raiders are coming down.
Literally all the way down the ramp. Whose idea was this?
I know. It was much better when it was War Raiders. So much better. It fits better with the chanting and...
It was also so much better when it was War Machine in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And Independence.
So yeah, they nearly reach the ring, and then out of nowhere come the Usos to ambush them.
Blindside it.
And that's it.
Yeah, so the Usos. I think it's Eric. I always get these guys mixed up. Double suplex on Eric onto Ivar, if not the other way around, and they can't compete after that beating. No match.
What? Why? What was the point? Give me my money back.
So they flew 4 guys out to Saudi Arabia to not have a match.
Don't get it. Unless something ran over, but the matches before haven't been that long. They maybe overestimated the time they had.
I don't know.
I can't see that because they'd have... I mean, it was a fairly short compared to recent.
Yeah, it was under 3 hours.
Events.
Yeah, it was like 2 hours 50.
So I can't see them like not being able to judge how many matches
they could have just gone and rolled the other Viking Raider in, ring the bell, 1, 2, 3. That would have at least given something. But that just felt like a really, really weird cheap cop out.
Yeah, and all it means is.
Oh, we didn't get our match, so here we go again.
I'm gonna do it again some other time. I don't understand it. I don't think it was fair to either tag team or the audience or us.
How many of the same team have the Lucha Bros fought in AEW defending the belts?
Oh, I don't know.
None.
One team.
How many times have the Jungle Express fought the same tag teams since they won the titles? None. It's always been different tag teams.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're established tag teams or just 2 random guys or 2 guys just vying for it, it doesn't matter.
If you lose your challenge, then you go to the back of the line and the next contender step up, right? But no, it's just over and over the same thing. And it still doesn't feel like there's actually a reason for these 2 tag teams, apart from the championship, obviously, but if it's just for the championship, you have one match and
Yeah, you
then
lost
you're done.
back of the line.
So
No. Oh, well, we're going to give him another try.
There
And
isn't-
another try. Oh, and another. Let's give him one more try.
yeah, there isn't like a storyline reason for this to keep going.
No.
Apart from, oh, I didn't have a fair chance. I'll do it again.
Yeah, at least they're doing that right on Raw with Alpha Academy
Yeah.
and RK Bro.
Yeah, and they're
There
doing
is a
some
storyline to it.
different
Yeah.
stuff with them. And
There is an actual story to it, yeah.
weird stuff.
It's not, well, you lost the belt or you lost
Yeah.
the title match. Yeah, we're going to give you another shot. Don't worry about it. We'll give you another one. And then we'll give you another in 2 weeks' time in Saudi Arabia. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, and then we're not going to do the match in Saudi Arabia. We're going to do it on SmackDown instead. But don't worry, you'll get your title match. What?
Don't get it. Weird choices.
On the plus side, if House of Black win one more tag team match, they're the number one contenders. House of Black.
I do like the way that AEW do it. They actually have the
matches make a difference.
contenders
Yeah.
lists and
Wins and losses actually matter
yeah,
in AEW.
and they reset every year, so it can't like get too stacked one way or the other. It's just it seems like a better way to do it because it's meant to be, even if it's sports entertainment, it's still meant to be mimicking.
You need to
sports,
earn your shot.
right?
Yeah, you need to earn that shot.
It's not meant to. It shouldn't. If it's just people fighting each other because like they looked at the girl wrong or they've like disrespected the family, then why is it even a sport? Just go to the pub and have a fight.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Have a car
but-
park chat.
Yeah. It's not sports entertainment, it's just entertainment at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Just in some aspects, some bits they're doing right, some bits.
And then again, I harp on a lot about it, but AEW just do it so much better right
Yeah.
now. You know?
Okay, so then we get a Seth Rollins video package.
Yep. So my theory, because we had a Bobby Lashley one earlier in the event as well,
I missed that one.
and someone was saying, I was looking, I think that was after we finished food and we were taking that stuff to sort out. What was I going with that? Oh yeah, someone was saying that they missed that The Miz had an interview. And did they said anything on social media? As I was in between matches, I was just scrolling some socials because there's a lot of build-ups and packages and whatnot. And a lot of people were saying that in America they didn't see that because Peacock were running adverts.
It seems wrong.
So my theory is that we get these packages with Bobby and Seth because Peacock are running adverts.
But then why did they have the adverts cover up an interview
I don't know.
that had a teaser in it?
I don't know. That's Peacock for you.
Unless it's missed time. That it doesn't feel right to me that like a premium live event should be advert free apart from the like wrestling company's adverts.
Yeah,
for
like,
their
hey,
merch or
WrestleMania's coming up,
for
or
events.
come and see SmackDown on this day or whatever. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like the Peacock are going to make enough off subscriptions and adverts on other shows. Why not just have this 1 3-hour slot ad free?
Yeah.
I don't
And that's
get it.
going to be the worst thing. If Peacock, because Peacock is in the UK now, if Peacock take over the WWE network, that's just going to train wreck it.
No, thank you. Men's Elimination Chamber match. So this one, I didn't write the title down. It's the other one.
Come on, no,
It's for the WWE Championship, the heavyweight one. It's the only one that's left, right?
The WWE Heavyweight Championship.
That one. Would you have laughed if I'd said it was for the 24/7?
I think I probably would have walked out again.
It's for the Intercontinental Championship.
Don't.
Sorry.
Sami
Sore
Zayn.
subject.
Sami Zayn winning that belt from Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown was a travesty.
Oh, I forgot. I was gonna bring up, just completely off topic, just one thing that is new to SmackDown this week that I hated.
Okay.
Canned laughter.
Oh God. Yeah.
They used canned laughter, obviously. I don't know whether it's because it was a pre-recorded one and they thought, let's just throw some laughs in. The crowd were a bit quiet. It sounded terrible. Don't do it again. Thank you.
There was a really noticeable comment from Sean from Fightful.com, who I follow on socials on Twitter. And he literally put something along the lines of, the piped-in audience noise is really noticeable this week, and it really was.
And
It's
especially
like
the laughter.
somebody
So
said
bad.
something that wasn't even funny, and it was like watching an episode of like,
Yeah.
what, Friend? Does Friends do that?
Yeah.
With the canned laughter? Yeah.
Well, they actually had a live studio
Okay.
audience, but it's
But
like
yeah,
like
it's
a
a similar
sitcom
sort of,
with canned laughter. Don't do it. You're not a sitcom. You have a live audience. If their reaction isn't what you want, so be it. Anyway, that was my tangent.
Continue.
Okay. Men's Elimination Chamber match did the same thing as the women's, where they did a weird sort of order for the entrances.
Yeah.
But that's fine. So Seth Rollins and Austin Theory started the match.
What order did they come out?
Oh,
I've got you stumped now, haven't I?
Order they came
So
out.
Bobby Lashley comes out first.
Oh, yeah, I know that order.
Yeah.
I don't know the way they came down to the ring, but the way they came out of the pods I got.
Okay, yeah. So Bobby Lashley came out first, then it was AJ Styles, then Matt Riddle, then Austin Theory, then Seth Rollins, and then Brock.
Yeah. So my theory is that they were bringing out the person who they thought would get the biggest reaction last.
Which is just not gonna
But I mean,
No,
it didn't even really work. I don't think Lesnar got much more of a reaction than anyone else.
No. It didn't seem like it.
No.
I think Seth had the biggest, if I'm honest. I think Seth had more reaction than Brock.
Yeah. Oh, I missed out them coming out of the pods.
I've got notes of them of coming out of the pod, she said, 2 minutes ago.
Whoops. Okay. Oh no. What do I do? Okay. So you got Seth and Theory starting. Riddle comes out next.
I don't.
Riddle definitely comes out next. I remember sort of noticing that he came
Honestly,
out.
I ended up not
before
taking notes on this.
Okay. Who was there? So we had Lashley's in the pod, Lesnar's in the pod, AJ Styles. I haven't written anything out about... Oh wait, there's Styles. Okay, he came out after. Right, I know where I am. We good. Let's go. Riddle comes out. Good stuff. So Riddle and Seth are sort of fighting, and Riddle gets put through Lashley's pod door, the side of the pod.
Yeah. The reinforced glass, as they call
although,
it.
I mean,
it's
at
perspex.
one
It's
point
not
it's
glass.
like flopped over.
Yeah,
so
it's not glass, it's perspex.
I'm not sure. I don't think in this one they mentioned it being glass, so I think they're happy to say that it's perspex at this point. But yeah, as he goes through it, Lashley sort of gets hit by it into the back wall of the pod, and then the sort of plastic, the wall is sort of like on his arm and leg, so he's sort of on the floor, like
kind of pinned almost. And
he looks out of it, and we're sort of like, okay. It didn't look to us like he hit his head, but he looks like something's wrong.
Lights are on, nobody's home.
Yeah, so it's hard to tell what, but the fight keeps going. And we see like the refs coming in, and
it was medical personnel.
a couple of the officials are in there as well.
Adam Pearce was
sort
there.
of seeing to him. You see someone one of the medical guys flashing lights in his eyes, like they're checking for concussion. Something's wrong, and we're sort of trying to decide then if something's actually wrong.
Are they just really doing a good
story.
sell job on this, or is it?
Because if this was just in the story, that sell job was awesome.
Give that man a friggin' Oscar, honestly.
Yes. If it wasn't
Bobby
a sell
Lashley
job,
for Hollywood, calling it now.
If it wasn't a sell job, then I really do hope that he's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. He's fine.
Because I mean, if it was real,
they'll look after him.
Imagine just like it's his title on the line, and he's just being like wiped out of the match. That can't have been good. So hopefully it was in storyline.
Thinking about the way the match ended, it had to have been for that big spot.
I think so.
Yeah.
So they get Lashley out. Obviously, you have to take him through the chamber. So I guess that's why he was at the one closest to the door.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, makes sense.
Because he's right next to the door, so they get him out.
That makes sense.
Relock the door. AJ Styles comes out at some point during all this.
Yeah.
So that's all good. They have some good fights. Have a nice
And then
time.
I think I made a point of, so with this random malarkey now, do they still go to Bobby Lashley's cell?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Bobby Lashley's picked, does Brock have to wait another 5 minutes?
And like right on cue.
Dun, dun, dun,
Countdown.
dun, 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 dun.
And Bobby Lashley's pod lights up, but he isn't there.
And Brock's having none of this.
So the ref's like at the back of the pod, like, I don't know.
I'm going to open the door anyway.
Well, you can't. It's all like.
Well, there's two
messed
doors.
up.
You can open
Yeah,
both
so,
sides. You can open both sides.
The commentators are saying, well, Lesnar's going to have to wait a bit longer.
I think they did point at some point, I'm not sure if it was before or after this, but they said that Lashley won't be involved for concussion checks and stuff.
Yes,
so they did point out that he wasn't going to be back in the match.
Yeah, so...
So Bobby Lashley's supposed to come out next, and then what happens, Leanne?
And then Lesnar kicks his pod in so he can get out.
So it's weird, because it looks like he punches it, and it kind of splinters, and then he starts booting the bottom of it, and the bottom just doesn't give way. And he gives it like good 3 or 4 kicks, and you can see there's a gap. And he just ends up stepping through it, and it's like...
It's in the heat of the moment, I guess.
Yeah, no, not debating that, but for something that just went through so easy on Bobby Lashley's side, and Brock's like, boom, boom, boom. It's like, nope, not gonna give me. Even though I've got a gaping hole in me, I'm not gonna give.
Reinforced. So, yeah, Lesnar gets out, and I think at one moment I was like, does that mean he's not actually officially in the match? And then he pinned Seth, and Seth got counted.
Yeah, he just slams Seth, hits it. I think he F5s him, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it was an F5.
Pins him, and then it's like, oh,
ref count, he's out. Okay, I guess, yeah, he's in it.
I think Riddle was next.
Yeah, Riddle gets eliminated next. It happened real quick, this bit.
Oh yeah, Lesnar was not getting paid by the hour.
I was like, yeah, this is what we came to see. We came to see.
Well, I came to see Brock and Bobby go at it again.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get that
in a frigging cage, you know.
Maybe they'll have a match sometime.
Maybe.
Another one.
Maybe.
So yeah, Riddle gets eliminated, and then AJ gets F5'd and eliminated. And then we're left with Brock Lesnar and Austin Theory.
And what do I say, Leanne?
Imagine if Roman Reigns comes out and interferes, and then Theory wins, and I say, bleh. No thank you. So
Imagine all the selfies with that title he would take.
I know. And he took a selfie with everyone in their pods before the match started. So
I think I missed that.
Yeah, went round each one, and there was AJ Styles just like.
I must have blanked that out.
No, but I was saying, why don't you just turn around, and then if he's going to get a selfie, it's with the back of his head, and it's going to look bad. There we go. So I've written down Theory makes some bad choices.
Oh God, did he make a bad choice?
I mean, he did what he thought he could do.
What's the one thing you don't want to do to Brock Lesnar? Annoy him. Make him more PO than he probably already is. What's the quickest way to do that, Leanne?
Low blow.
What did Austin Theory do, Leanne?
Low blow. Yeah, it was pretty bad. He did a low blow. And I guess in a sense, I'm thinking if there's any way to get Lesnar down when you're Theory's size, that's the easiest way. But I mean, they did some chasing around, and I think there were a couple of other things that Theory did.
You know what Austin Theory should have done? Borrowed on Anderson's Glock. Did you just?
Theory did almost escape from the cage, which...
Yeah, I didn't realise how big the gaps were on top.
So he climbed up, and the
it's like a dome.
chain on the sort of roof bit, the holes are bigger, and he was nearly out. He just has his legs.
He was literally just past his waist, wasn't he? And Brock was like, nope. Obviously, Brock had climbed up as well.
Him down onto the top of the pod.
God, that was scary looking. That could have gone so wrong.
Yeah. F5s him off the top of the pod. It looked like he landed on his feet, but they sort of
the way the camera did it, they kind of didn't catch the impact, which is probably for the best.
Yeah.
I think he sort of landed, as you say, his feet or knees.
Yeah, I think it was feet, because I commented that's how you get shin splints. Because he probably absorbed the impact quite well, because he'd be quite well trained in that sort of thing. But that's gonna hurt whatever happens. Then Lesnar pins him for the win, so he is the champion.
It almost looked like Lesnar dragged him in, and he was like, do I want to put him through more punishment? Nah, and he just pinned him, and he was like, this mercy from Brock Lesnar.
I know.
Okay. And then lots more fireworks.
That no one in the arena could see.
But yeah, so then they advertised the match at WrestleMania as Brock Lesnar, WWE Champion versus Universal Champion Roman Reigns.
Title versus title, champion.
They didn't say
champion.
They didn't say title versus title.
They did. I think you might have been sort of wrapping up, but they did say title versus
I missed
title.
That.
So champion versus champion, title versus title.
Okay, great. So Roman Reigns is going to probably win that and have both belts. Great, awesome.
It could have been a slip up from the announcers, obviously, because it wasn't in writing.
Because it did say on the card that they showed, obviously Brock's got the belt and Roman's got the belt. and it says champion v champion, champion
Yeah.
versus champion, but it never said universal and heavyweight title match.
Yeah, the title versus title wasn't written on there. It was just one of the commentators
So,
said
yeah,
it.
that's what I mean. So
could have been.
Is it going to be
slipper.
like Survivor Series where the titles aren't on the line, maybe?
Possibly.
But then where's the high stakes in that?
Yeah.
So I to make this relevant, they'd have to do winner takes all.
Mm.
But then they're not going to let Roman lose that, right? Because Roman, if I remember
don't want
rightly,
him to have
Roman's not
both.
beaten Lesnar at Mania.
I really don't want him to get both belts. I don't want either of them to have both. Although I think it'd be more fun if Lesnar has both. I think with his character the way it is at the moment, he could do some fun stuff with it. I wouldn't have liked to see it with his character the old way.
No.
That would have been horrible.
No, they need to do, though. Paul Heyman on a pole match.
Yeah, that's still going.
Just strap him up there.
So that was Elimination Chamber
Yeah.
2022. The next premium live event is WrestleMania, so we're
6
skipping
weeks.
March.
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Usually it's Fastlane in March.
Yeah, I suppose if they did one in March, it would be 3 weeks between each, which might be a bit too close.
Well, they have done it where it's been 2 weeks and then 4.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, overall, some ups and downs in this premium live event. Disappointed with the sign game.
Like that one person who the Viking Raiders are their favourite wrestlers in Saudi Arabia.
No.
They only went there to see the Viking Raiders and yeah, no. No, mate.
Bad.
Bad booking.
Good stuff. So, anything else you want to comment on this one?
Not really.
No?
No,
That's
not
alright.
really.
I enjoyed watching it. It was shorter than a lot of...
The one
Months
thing I really hope they wouldn't have done
Mhm.
or wish they hadn't done is have Bianca win that match.
Yes. Yeah, that's probably...
Because I felt that was the too predictable choice, which is why I went for Alexa Bliss.
That's why I went for the
Yeah,
more
that's what I mean. But I
predictable.
was hoping that with Alexa and the so much investment in that character and
Yeah.
in the vignettes over the last few weeks, they would have been like, let's give Alexa a push. Let's give Becky Lynch someone different. Yeah.
No.
I gave them too much credit, clearly.
Yeah. So, I mean, let us know in the comments if you think that Bianca was the right choice. Because, you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion, even if it's wrong. Let us know if you're looking forward to WrestleMania or if you're actually not bothered this year because of the state of how things have been going.
Do you think it's going to be stupendous?
Is it going to be stupendous? The most stupendous 2-night WrestleMania in history!
It's only been 2 so far.
Uh-huh.
And one of them
Low
had
bar.
loads of delays because of a storm.
Low bar. Please, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it if you liked it. Subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Follow us on socials. Our details are in the video description below.
This is where I trip her up now, folks. Watch this. What's our next wrestling-related video, Leanne?
Probably an AEW one.
What is it and when is it?
I think it's probably in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a good guess. I have no idea.
AEW Revolution, 8th of March. I believe it's the 8th.
It won't be.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at the
It's
calendar,
either
which
the
is
8th or
still
the
on
9th. I'm trying
February.
to figure out what day. I think it's the 8th. It's a Sunday. I'm a bit
Cool.
gutted they put it back on a Sunday.
Yeah, that's a shame. So yeah, we'll do that one. And we'll probably
Yeah.
have some other videos in the meantime. We've got some board game stuff in the pipeline.
I have seen a couple of the match lineups already for Revolution, and it's going to be good, I think.
Got some catching up to do.
Only about 2 weeks worth.
Yeah, not bad. So until next time, enjoy some wrestling. Or anything else you like doing, I guess. Within reason. Bye-bye!